Hi everyone, so before we get started, I wanted to let you know that my channel has been shortlisted for an awards here in Ireland. I'd love to make the finalist list and you have a 30% say, so if you do enjoy my videos and would like to vote for me, I'll leave a link to where you can do so down below. So on with the tutorial. I'm starting out today by prepping the eye area with an eyeshadow base. This one is tinted, so it's not only going to allow our eyeshadows to last longer and to appear more vibrantly, but it will also eliminate any discoloration on the lids too. It also comes in handy for cleaning up any mistakes and defining underneath the brow area too. To set the base in place, I'm taking this matte white shade and patting it all over the eyelid and up to the brow bone. This will double up as a subtle highlight under the brow area as well. Now I'm taking this copper eyeshadow and I'm beginning by patting the eyeshadow all over the lid. By patting your brush on the eyelid rather than sweeping your brush across the lids will give you that nice intense colour payoff. Using the tip of the brush now, I'm taking a little more eyeshadow and pulling the colour upwards from my lower lash line out towards the tail of my brow. Then I'm placing the brush on that line and feathering the colour inwards. At this point you may want to switch to a blending brush purely because it makes things a little easier. I'm blending the copper into the crease now using back and forth sweeping motions, making sure not to blend out past that line we've just drawn down. Then I'm picking up that flat shader brush again and sweeping some more of the copper shade down along the lower lash line. I'm picking up some of this gorgeous gold shade now and applying it to the inner portion of the eye. The easiest way to do this is to basically apply the colour in the shape of the letter C, so up onto the inner third of the lid, around the tear duct and down onto the inner third of the lower lash line. To add some definition to the eyes, I'm going in with this dark brown shade. Using a pencil brush, I'm lightly applying this to the outer third of the eyelid and then I'm pulling it up into the crease. Once you have finished laying down the eyeshadow, you want to blend it so that it fades nicely into the copper shade we applied earlier. I'm using a blending brush with no product on it to buff out the brown. What you do to the top, you want to do to the bottom as well, just to balance out the look. So I'm using that pencil brush again to apply some of the brown to the outer third of the lower lash line. So now I'm taking a little more copper on a blending brush and applying it into the crease again just to intensify the colour a bit more. We are almost done with the eyes now. It's a very simple look to do that doesn't require many shadows or much work at all. So before applying my lashes, I'm running the shade Failte, which means welcome in Irish, along the upper lash line, and this will help cover the lash band. Moving on to the face now, I'm starting off by prepping the skin with a primer. Similar to how an eyeshadow primer works, this will create a nice base for our makeup, helping it to go on a bit easier and allowing it to stay put on the skin for longer. Now I'm going in with the L'Oreal Blur Cream. This kind of has a texture similar to a silicone based face primer. It's quite nice. It aims to blur away pores and that's why I'm using it around the nose area. My auntie gave me this Rimmel foundation the other day as it was too light for her and I love it. I'm not adventurous with my foundation and I'd have never picked this up myself, so I'm delighted. I squeezed out a little blob of the foundation and a little goes a very long way. It was all I really needed to do my entire face. I suffered with bad acne through my teens and I did manage to clear it, but my skin is starting to break out again, which is kind of frustrating but not the end of the world. So as you can see, the foundation is covering all my blemishes, redness, scarring. It's really quite impressive for such an affordable foundation. Rather than go in with a full coverage concealer on top of an already medium to full coverage foundation, I like to add a touch more of the foundation to the areas that I feel I need some extra coverage, and I find this stops things looking cakey. I dot the foundation on the blemishes and then I blend the edges into the surrounding skin. By doing this, you'll get the most coverage where it's needed, in this case directly on the blemish. For under the eyes, I like to use this NYX concealer. The coverage is great but it doesn't look cakey or feel heavy under the eyes. It's really nice to wear. The product's really creamy, so again, a little goes a long way. I just put a little swipe under my eyes and then blend it into the skin. I don't want that concealer to crease, so that's the first place I'm setting with powder. I actually like the finish the foundation sets to itself. You could probably get away without powdering it if your skin isn't too oily, but I like to always set my foundation, and this is a powder foundation, so a light dusting of this is going to give me a little extra coverage as well. To contour, I'm picking up some of that matte bronzer in the Balm palette. I'm using my ear as a guide and blending in from my hairline. Once I have the product in the hollows of the cheeks, then I'm blending upwards, always up the face, never down. I'm also going to define the jawline too, and I'm using a different brush for this. I've 2 videos dedicated to my favourite brushes and their uses, so if you're interested, I'll leave those below for you to check out. To complement the eyes, I'm going in with this gorgeous blush here. I'm applying it to the apples of my cheeks and then sweeping my brush back towards my hairline. You want it to go in the opposite direction to the way you applied the contour. Lastly, for the skin, I'm applying a highlighter to the tops of my cheekbones to add a lovely sheen to that area. I don't follow makeup trends, well, any trends at all, but I just think that if you enjoy wearing something, wear it when you want to, opposed to when you're being told it's now trendy and fashionable to do so. So this choice of lip colour won't be everybody's cup of tea. Personally, I love to wear browns all year round, and I know a lot of people like to do so in autumn or winter time, and that's why I went for this lip. If you don't, feel free to change the colour to whatever you love to wear. A lot of colours will be very flattering with this eye makeup look. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a thumbs up and a comment, and I'll see you all in my next video.